All right, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. This is Black Dragon, and we're going to be following Taeja's nice little run he's had against Root, taking out some nice players like Sage, YuGiOh, a Code S player as well. Lots of I want to say drama, but conversations surrounding Taeja because he had some hand problems, some injuries, and they're like, oh, is he better? Is he gonna hang up the cleats, so to speak, the metaphorical cleats, the mouse and keyboard? He sent out some tweets as well, alluding to his retirement. But instead, we're here in the middle of the launch of the expansion, and he has been practicing his ass off. You've seen some nice timings, early expansions, aggressive plays. Taeja really just being Taeja, so I doubt he's going to be retiring anytime soon with just the activity and just like the level which he's playing right now. That said, we do see a very early commencer coming down as well at the 11 supply mark. Question, are we going to see the Reapers, or is this going to be a 11 double racks harass? All right. There go the two barracks. In comes the scouting drone. So I think the safety play may be hurting Taeja over here. Could quite possibly. Alright, coming over here, picking up the scouting, and being the fact that our Zerg player is very good, he's most likely going to be counting these SCVs, and he'll quickly see it. Wait a minute, there's something missing here. Something strange is going on, so he's going to go ahead and drop a spawning pool and extractor immediately. Not even going for the... Yes, he will go for the expansion as well. We'll have those lings out fairly soon, though. Out comes the first SCV. Needs to put that bunker in a really good position. Is going to be following that up with the two Marines as well. A good thing to note is the really good Terran players will pull this off by waiting until the last possible second to show what they're doing, and they do right here with the SCVs as well, so he kind of knows what's going on. You wonder when he'll go ahead and pull the drones as well, because at this moment, kind of just waiting for those initial lings to come out. At that point, it may possibly be too late, because spawning pool's got to finish, and then has to start producing the lings as well, which you just see for in production. They do have some time, though. You've got about 14 seconds till those are done. Bunker will be well finished by then. No, just done already, though. Two Marines, one Marine on the way. Second pair possibly coming out. Yes, first arriving as well. We got more streaming in. Bunker will be finished as well. Gonna go ahead and jump into that. Working on this little patch so we can finish the wall in. Oh no, Taeja, that's very dirty. How could you? A lot of lings here. 10 total going to be produced, but already starting the second bunker now. Well within that perfect range to really hit that hatchery, and I gotta think that's gonna go down at this point. They almost got to succeed that. You wonder if he's gonna drop the Roach Warren, go for a Baneling bust. With a lack of gas, gotta think it'd have to be maybe Roaches. If anything, just put workers back on the gas at this point. Queen on the high ground, able to do some harass, but I think the auto repair is gonna really negate that damage. Gonna go ahead and just take out this hatchery, get 3 bunkers down, running the 1 Marine up here to do some damage to the Queen, pushing it back. Damage going out, back and forth. Don't know what our player's going to really be able to do here. This is a very compromising position. Not a lot that can really be done here. YuGiOh in some trouble. He may have just gotten cheesed into a second loss, doesn't have a base down. On the other hand, Taeja just macroing like a boss. Up to 20 SCVs now, starting his expansion. 2 more barracks coming down, the one's floating over here. Up to 300 minerals, can maybe start a 4th command center as well to finish the wall in. At this point, kind of abandoning this. Going over to production, we do have 6 more lings in production, so damage done to the extreme. The most damage he could possibly do, he just did. Speedling's out now, though. Gonna split up the Marines, try to save some, maybe for a counter push. Needs to get this wall set up fairly quickly. I don't know if he's gonna have time to really finish that off. Speedlings are on their horses, headed with blood in their eyes, knowing exactly where they're going. I think the yes does just go ahead and start another barracks just in case. And the wall is finished, but we do have the Baneling nest is done. The problem being here, it's going to take a lot of Banelings to finish that off. Now, very nice in typical Taeja fashion, does not overcommit, but play very safe to the situation, knows there's no expansion down from the Zerg, knows there are a ton of Lings out. With the gas that was mined, have to know it has to be Roaches or Banelings, both solicit bunkers as a defensive reaction. It's going to take a lot. It's 1,000 hit points from these. Banelings do about, I think, 75 damage to the building per Baneling. It's going to take at least 10 Baneling hits to take out one of these barracks. Then have to go proceed to the bunkers as well. Then can start taking out the units that are unshielded. That's just almost too much. Going to need like almost 20 Banelings to really bust us down effectively. Any kind of counter push or drop will outright kill YuGiOh at this point. And he knows what's going on. To counter this, he went ahead and put down a third base of his own. Gotta think that's not gonna really help him out too much. Already delayed in both units, tech, and economy as well. Going over to income, we do have them evenly matched, but double mules for Taeja. Well, we have the injects just now starting to kick in. Very aggressive opening from Taeja. Did elect to go that 2-Rex, and it just paid off so well. He just scouted too late and reacted to the wrong way. Yeah, still expecting the bust. Not overcommitting, though. It had to have already come. Taeja getting a little suspicious now. Probably tempted in even lifting up one of these barracks because that bust should have already come. Should have already came and gone, and with the lack of that, you got to think, yeah, even starting a stim, may go for some type of drop timing, work towards that medevac production. But he knows the bus should have came, so it must be, YuGiOh must be going for the worker production and trying to catch back up in economy, which he has. As a consequence, though, has no army, so Taeja is just ready to go. Not going to be fooled by these 2 Lings up the front. Something's up, something's going on. Did have a Viking, notice Marine over here pushing away the Overlord, and he's going to move into this medevac production, getting some Marauders out as well to soak up that Baneling damage. This is really, really effective. And with the excess of Marines, they're going to be, especially if they're well split, they're going to easily decimate any Tier 1, Tier 2 Zergling army. And just now starting the double Evo, we don't have an engineering bay out yet from Taeja, so it will be even on upgrades. But as far as supply, we do have 85 to 80, and for a Zerg player, you really have to be ahead of Terran to come out on top because the Terran units are so supply inefficient. Yes, they're hard to remax on, hard to maintain, both from a macro standpoint and money, but as a result of that, to kind of counterbalance, the Terran units trade so well, especially with the lower tier units. They're going to be able to do just so much damage without the excess of Banelings or any type of infester play to kind of lock down the units. Stim being done as well off a creep, they can just kite away the Banelings so easily. We do have Taeja with a third base down now into an orbital as well. Income dead even, which is perfect for Taeja, up several hundred in income. Going to go ahead and march out across this field, try to produce some workers, and we already have 20 Lings in production from YuGiOh. Stimming forward, got to think a scan's going to come down. Splitting the army wisely, this is going to eat up a lot of that possible Baneling damage that could be incoming, especially on creep. You don't want to be caught out of position. Here come the Banelings having to stim to try to pull out of position. Does he try to do the split? Yes, no, surround coming in, not a good position for Taeja. Just pull some units back, but the damage is done. Electing to save these Banelings, but they're going to be able to still clean it up the remaining Lings. Very, very good trade for YuGiOh. Able to slowly etch his way back into this game. Now, supply lead still for Taeja. We do have a worker lead finally for the first time in the game by YuGiOh. Slow Banelings, though. Baneling speed not even being researched. Don't know if it was forgotten because the Zerg does have floating gas up to 600-700 now. Is he starting... no Spire yet either, just electing to kind of pull this gas, maybe for possible Banelings that need to come in. At the same time, though, we do have 3-base production now from the Terran player. He's going to be able to, while he has limited vision, kind of knows the tech path that the Zerg player is going. By continuing these small pushes, he's forcing gas allocation towards Banelings as it's the only defense versus this army. And the problem right here, as you see with the medevacs, they can pick up, fly away, move around, drop. do whatever they want, really, and without any Mutalisk or Infestors, there's nothing YuGiOh can do to really slow this down. Gonna have to just kind of split up his army, which isn't the real best thing. And there is a little bit of 2-2-3-1 communication going on, but we do have a nice drop coming over here at the natural as well, just before the Spine Spore Crawler is done. Able to pull back, still doing some decent damage, forcing even more production out of the Zerg player. Now finally starting that Spire. Try to move towards some Mutalisk production is on 3 bases at the 4th down as well. Up to a 6-8 gas economy, but just had it built. And because of that infrastructure, yes, here comes that dreaded Marine tank push. Queen assassinated outright. And here comes the killing of the creep tumors. Anytime that creep can be reseeded, it's really going to give the Terran even more mobility than they already have. It's going to limit vision from the Zerg player, give them less time to react to any pushes, and enable the Bio Army to really do some nice kiting, especially off that creep. And now, finally at 15 minutes into the game, we have the centrifugal hooks just starting, so Baneling speed far away, like too far away to really do any damage. Elevator play going on. Medevac is down with some units in it, but is able to get Marauder 2 Marine down here in the low ground, which will do just enough damage outside of the range of any kind of spine crawlers to do some damage. Banelings coming up here on the high ground, but still doing work down over here are those Marines. We do have the drop possibly coming in. No, just going to pull back, forcing 11. Now we have 11 Mutalisk in production to slow down these drops. They're doing so much damage. We do have some nice burrow play up here to stop any potential expansions. Medevac's rejoining up with the main army. 4 siege tanks now. 5. No. Yes, 5 siege tanks out. Gonna slow push onto the creep. Mutalisk are out. I don't think they're enough to really punish this army now. Marauder shredding apart this structures. Marines now coming in to try to kite back these Mutalisk. They're going to have to be very careful. This is a low gas army at the moment. For some reason, YuGiOh is floating thousands of gas. It's got to put that towards something. Banelings, anything. But really hard to do when this multi-prong harass is going on. We have a drop going down with the expansions as well. Back over here to the 3rd. We do have the huge engagement coming in. Mutalisk coming into the Marines. Not the best trade, but we have the Banelings being target fired by the tanks as well. Able to pull back. All Banelings dead, but all tanks dead at the same time, forcing a stalemate. Pulling back. 10-20 deficit in supply. Taeja does feel like he has a lead, though. On the 3 bases, constricted. We do have the 4 bases Zerg, but supply lead still maintained by Taeja. As far as infrastructure as well, we do have 8 barracks now, so he's going to be able to easily remax onto those units. You have some nice scouting up. Here come the Mutalisk, going to do some damage, taking out a good amount of workers as well. Slow reaction. Finally have Marines coming in, able to do a little bit of damage, trying to get some turrets out, but no, can't get them out. Poor positioning on everything. Going to income. Still, even after all the workers killed, on 60 SCVs with all the mules up to 4 base production now. Snow denied by this tricky little Zergling, still burrowed. Trying to save energy for a scan. Did force the turret production from that initial harass. Don't think he got enough SCVs to really justify the losses there. Mutalisk going to try to find a hole to come in, dancing around back and forth now and deciding to pull away wisely, waiting for the reinforcements, but here, forcing the push. You would love to see some Baneling mines. And yes, we do have the Baneling mines as well. Going to wait for the positioning. And no, those are Zerglings. He's going to have to get the Baneling mines. Are they going to unburrow? Yes, comes out. Nice connection. But it wasn't enough. He still has supply lead. I don't think there was enough Banelings buried there to really do enough damage. Tank's going to slowly move into a really good position. Now going to pull back, taking out a creep tumor. Playing very safe. Taeja, not the over-anxious player by habit. Instead, sieging up here in the middle. I'm going to think he's possibly going to move towards a 5th base. Mutalisk at this point can't really punish Taeja. He's got the infrastructure, has the units, has the upgrades, has really everything he needs, has a static defense down as well. This back base is very well placed, especially for Terran. It requires so much. Look at this path the Zerg has to take to just get out of vision, and this is even still going to be seen. This is a planetary fortress as well, so it really can't do any significant damage to these outline expansions. And the Mulus, the airspace is very constricted just from here's the edge of the map, and boom, already even able to be seen by this observer tower as well, and down here at the bottom, same story. So you really have to fly over any potential turrets, units. It's really easy for the Terran to defend, but no, we have the Terran army moving out to meet this Zerg, YuGiOh in the middle. Can he get the tanks into good position, though? I don't know. He's swinging around the back, maybe trying to harass his base. I don't know if he knows there is a planetary here. It'll take more than Lings to kill this. But no, in come the Lings, and right away, back away. Losing several to just the first shell of the planetary fortress, but out across the map marches Taeja the Mighty into some Banelings. Tanks able to siege up in a very advantageous position. Mulus going to go ahead and fly right over the Marines, and going to lose nearly all of them. Thor's out in the mix as well. Preemptive splitting going on, leaving some of the tanks unsieged to take out the static defense. In come the Banelings into the Marauders and siege tank shells that just rip apart and practically one-shot these Banelings. Static defense falling. Is he going to go for the base snipe? Yes, he does. Mulus come in. They're going to do nothing to a heavy Marine army. In come the Banelings as well, but with some preemptive splitting and siege tanks, that's cleaned up fairly easily. Units streaming out across the map. Don't think it matters. Nice rounds going out as well. We get the Broodlords out. Just 2, 3, 4, 5 Broodlords out, able to do some nice damage, and there is the good game. Taeja, well in form, well in practice. Macro definitely up to speed. What a good game.